name is Abdil, and welcome to Monster Morgue. In today's build, we're gonna do the Sandworm from the Beetlejuice franchise. Things we're gonna need: this is wood shreds, some scrap PVC panel, and some wire. First, I start by marking the center of the PVC scrap. I'm making three forms of wires. One is a hoop, the next is like an X symbol, and the other one just like a question mark. Here I'm just putting in inside of the hole we made and putting some hot glue. Later, I'm gonna cover all the wire in some aluminum foil, as shown. Here I'm cleaning the edges of the scrap panel. If you're gonna do this, please be careful. You don't want to cut yourself. When we finish to cover all the three stations with aluminum foil, we're gonna wrap it in some masking tape. So now we're gonna use the paper mache paste and some craft paper. We're gonna give it 3 layers. Meanwhile that dries, we're gonna make in a piece of cardboard this form. It looks like a butterfly. Now we're gonna scrunch it up and unite the top and bottom part as shown. Now we got the little mouth. We're gonna make two of this. One for the outside and the other one for the inside. We're also gonna cover it in some paper mache. Here, we're doing it the small version. We also gonna cover it in some paper mache. 3 layers, remember. We're still gonna use the aluminum foil to fill the gap between the neck and the rest of the body. We also gonna cover it in some paper mache. Now that it's dry, we test the mouth from the inside, but we're not gonna glue it together now. We're gonna mark where the eyes are, and we're gonna use some foam clay. We're gonna put it in the eye, and we're gonna sculpt it with some silicone sculpting tool, just to make a round, as shown. Remember to use wood glue. It will stick better to the surface. Now I'm gonna work with the lips. We're gonna make a big sausage and put it in the mouth area, and with some tool we're gonna do some dents at the bottom part too. Now we're gonna make a fin in the top of the worm with a little piece of cardboard. Then we're gonna fill the inside of the mouth with some red foaming clay. We're gonna cover all the mouth, and with this tool we're gonna make some dents inside so that it looks a little bit realistic. Now we cover the back part with some black foam clay. We also gonna put the little mouth and the little head. Now we're gonna put some eyes to this one. It's just the same technique. Just put some glue Put a little bit of foam clay and use a silicone tool to make it round. Then blend it with a little bit of glue. We're also gonna cover the inside of the mouth with some red foam clay. We let it dry for a couple of hours. Now, with some joint compound, we're gonna give one layer to all the paper craft we had on the sculpture. Now, with protection and a sand block, we're gonna sand all the sculpture. Now we give 3 layers of white paint with a little bit of Mod Podge. With some blue, we're gonna give 2 layers in the lips. We're gonna trace with a pencil all the stripes of the figure using our reference. With some black gloss acrylic paint, we paint all the black stripes. Now we're also gonna paint the eyes red. We're also gonna retouch the inside of the mouth with some red. Now we're gonna make the teeth. We're gonna make like a cone, 20 of them in total. We let them dry. Now we paint yellow the eyes of the small head and the red in the inside of the mouth. We're gonna put some red dots in the part of the head, the top of the head. Now we're gonna glue all the teeth one by one with some super glue. We're also gonna paint them a small line in the middle, as shown. Remember that we are using foam clay to build most of the parts. For the small mouth, we're gonna do the teeth in a piece of 2 mm EVA foam. Then we're gonna trace the teeth and we're gonna paint the bottom red with some Sharpie permanent marker. Then with some acrylic paint, we're gonna paint all the teeth. We're also gonna glue it in the mouth with some super glue. Let's work with the tongue. I'm just making a big sausage of foam clay and I'm putting it in the piece of wire that I left sticking out. We let that dry and then we're gonna paint some black stripes and glue it with some super glue. Now with the wrong part of the brush, we're gonna paint with black some iris and some white dots. We paint the tongue with some black stripes here. Now I'm using some watercolors, just mostly gray wash, just to put it on some shadows in the mouth and around the eyes. We paint the inside of the mouth and the tongue with some Mod Podge. Then we add the small head. You can also paint the rest of the figure or statue. Now with some super glue, we glue the small head. Now with some wood glue and some wood shred, we're gonna finish the bottom part. You can also put a bit in the worm so that it looks that it is coming out. As shown, remember to use protection for this. Remember, if you like the video, please consider to like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching and good night.